This is Zulu, and before we get on him, we're putting the old Western saddle on so it'll flop on his back a little before we put the human on, because then if the human flops, maybe he'll be more used to it. They've only been ridden twice, and we're starting in again now. This is Zulu Prince. Now Zulu's trotting around with a big old floppy saddle, just to remind him of stuff flopping around. And then we'll take him over and saddle him with the regular equipment and see how he does. They have to get used to this flopping around before we go with the humans, because we don't want any humans hurt. Now this is Zulu Prince. This is his third time being ridden. He was sacked out and the saddle rubbed around him a little bit, and then Eric jumped on, and he's showing a lot of sense. He looks like he really likes it. So you notice Eric doesn't have any stirrups on. That's because sometimes he has to bail out pretty fast. But I think next time we ride, we'll go into a bigger area and he'll have his saddle with stirrups and see if we can start getting him on the trail pretty soon. This is Zulu Prince, and this is the fourth time he's being ridden. And we've graduated from the little round pen to the larger paddock. And he's catching on pretty good. He's thinking, but he's learning to turn and trot a little. So he's coming along. And we have to be real broad with our cues to the horse at first when they're this green. He's just learning how to walk and turn at the same time. But he's certainly kind and willing. He just gets a little confused every now and then. But as soon as we feel we can steer him, we'll start trail riding him. And he'll be carrying weight, and he'll get stronger by carrying the weight, and he'll be going up hills, down hills, and across the lake. And that'll help him mentally learn how to cope with all the environments out there. So he says, "What do you want me to do? I'm not real sure." He's still turning around, and he's saying, "What are these things on my side?" Oh, they're the boots. See, he's fascinated with what's going on his sides, but he's accepting it really nicely. Today's February 27th. This is Duffy's fourth time with a rider on his back. He's graduated to the bigger pen now and is learning how to go forward and turn. And I would say pretty soon we'll start working him on the route. He's moving right along. But remember, these horses have had a lot of handling since they were babies. So they work with us, not against us. And their little eyeballs are not popping out. See, Duffy's doing a figure eight at a walk. And he's learning how to turn. It was hard for him to figure out to walk forward and turn. He's chewing on that bit a little bit, but he's catching on pretty good. Now this is Leave Me a Roan. He's being ridden for the third time. We first put the Western saddle on, and it flopped around, and he jumped a little with it, and then he said, "Oh, no big deal." We took the Western saddle off, and we put Mr. Eric on, and he's doing very nicely. A few more times like this, and we'll start going in bigger areas and then start riding around the property. But we have to make sure they can steer and that they know what whoa is. See, he knows how to walk and turn at the same time. That's really good.
There you go. That's a boy. That's a boy. Good job, buddy.
The most precocious at this moment is Leave Me a Roan. He is in the bigger paddock. We've graduated from the little pen, and he's doing more trotting and turning, which is really important. The other two are still walking and trotting, but not as advanced as he is. So I thought I'd just show how he's figuring it out and carrying on. Now this is a May baby, so since we're only in March, he's not even 24 months yet. but he's catching on very, very nicely. This is Leave Me Alone. And he was the most skittish. So it's interesting. He just wants to be told what to do. Eric continually talks to him, and I'm the same way. We talk to them softly when they're good, and then we say mean voice when they're not. So that's what we're watching. Teaching them that when they're good, they get soothing comments. When they're bad, we change our voice, and then they know they're in trouble.